Hi, my name is Sky. This is my review slash critique of G4 TV's coverage of E3 2007. I gotta say, I'm much impressed. This is a lot better coverage than they had last year, which, in my opinion, I've expressed this many times, is a 3-hour show each day, and they could have condensed it into an hour. But this year, I gotta say that it really seemed like they had a lot of material. They were able to display a lot, and they really put forward a good effort into presenting the show. A couple, like some of the biggest areas that that really shows this more professional attitude was like in having the personalities, the hosts, like dress up, suits and ties, and just obvious, more care into their appearance. And I'm, really glad for that, because if anything, it really, displays like just how serious G4 TV is, and encourage people there, like take them seriously and really approach them. And I think that was apparent, because you saw all these interviews happen. Whereas like last year, it was like you had a couple interviews, and even then wasn't really too much substance going on. But this year, like even before they went to E3, they had people coming in showing off games and different things. Now there was like this live television aspect where they're having problems. A lot of some dead air, and the personalities is kind of like just staring, they're staring, and it's like thinking, all right, well, we got nothing going on right now, and the camera's still a live feed on them. That's simple little stupid mistakes, which they happen. You don't really worry about them. But it kind of seemed that after a while, like, well, why not just make everything? Why not make the whole event, the whole show, pre-tape? And just have all these little, film segments, slapped together and then, presented. Because like last year, there was a bit of repetition. In particular, like, in some of the games. What was interesting was that the personalities of G4 made the comment, a couple times, in fact, that it doesn't, there's nothing new being presented to us. And the thing is, guys, G4 TV, you guys are already on the thumb. You guys have your thumb on the pulse of video game industry. You already know all the things that are going to be coming out. You already know all the rumors and hype that's going on. And and then you're surprised, like, oh, there's nothing new. It's like, well, yeah, because you guys have already delved into it and talked about the things. And the thing is, for people that aren't really that hardcore into it, come on, it's, they're barely getting into it. They're not really, that certain. And this is supported by the fact that how a couple of the main newspapers, they were reacting, saying like, oh, Nintendo Wii is the winner, and all the personalities, all the hardcore gamers, the people that are very much into video games, were of the opinion that it was either Xbox or PlayStation that were, the winners of E3. And the thing is, like, this whole winners thing it's a ridiculous way to look at it. It's like, the winners are the gamers, the people that get to play video games, the consumers, the customers. As far as like, who has a better idea of what's going on, or who's, more successful, I mean, I guess you can kind of judge that, but, Peter Moore's whole opening bit where he's, just going on and on, like, this is my company, this is how amazing it is, this is how much profit we make, this is how many games we sell compared to other, video game companies. Oh, aren't we just amazing? And it's like, goodness gracious, man, like, do we really need to see how much of your ego there is? It's like, I mean, nothing against, the gentleman, but my goodness, Peter Moore, I'm a little turned off by you, sir. It's so much of like, just how amazing am I? And it's like, sir, I barely know you. I barely understand, what's going on. And okay, you are really, driving into me this idea that everything you do is golden. And it's like, okay, that's a little, I'd say it arrogant, in my opinion. I'm just kind of curious. What was the point of that press conference, really? There's, showing off your product, yes, but to do so and to say, we have the most amazing thing going on right now. It's like, God, I really have no idea how to take, your whole presentation there. Other than that, G4 kind of fell apart in presenting the other press conferences, because I really had no, I tried watching, the whole week, and rather than the Sony's press conference, where were the other ones? There were some complaints on the forums about not showing certain video game trailers, and the thing is, I can watch those video game trailers online, so I don't mind that, I wasn't being shown those. But one of the key things I have to, just comment on was that, like last year, this main focus on games we already know of, games that we're already familiar with, or, franchises and companies that, we the audience already know about. And they were doing that again, just repetition of the same material, which we already know. There was only about really 2 incidents, which I can think of right off the top of my head, that they showed things that we weren't aware of, familiar with. One was when Zach Selman was walking around and he was talking to this guy Anatoly from Moscow, who had this Russian first-person shooter. And that looked pretty good. And there was another one. I forget who presented it, but basically these games which we weren't really that familiar with, and finally they brought some attention to it. And it's like, well, yeah, that's what I want. That's what I'm hoping for. So I'm disappointed that that wasn't being done more. There was some good in-depth coverage of these big names which we were aware of, but otherwise, I was kind of hoping that, the G4, give me stuff I don't already know. Show me the things I'm not familiar with. Just because, and I think, if anything, G4 TV might be a victim of its own hype machine, because it's like even they themselves kind of generate all this interest in a particular topic, and then they remark and give this remorse that, oh, it didn't live up to the hype. And well, really, the only hype I'm noticing is from yourselves. So don't be complaining that they drummed up all this hype, and it's like, well, you guys were drumming up the hype. Or really, don't be saying, it didn't live up to the expectations, and here you were, giving it all these great expectations. So I'm just kind of curious, G4 TV, who is, quality control, at your place? Great job by the personalities, even Olivia Munn, who, we all kind of recognize as she's kind of new kid in the block, and she says she's been a gamer, but it's like, well, there's being a gamer, and there's just really knowing the material, which is what Kevin Pereira, Adam Sessler, and Morgan Webb are all about, and Jeff Knightley and Victor Lucas and a couple of those guys. I'm surprised with Chris Gore, being involved so much, but then again, he knew the material. He really was able to express something which was worthwhile and unique. I have a little criticism of that new guy Ben Gordine, and it's dude, man, talk about intense on those little stick cam interviews. You're talking to a 13-year-old kid, and you're asking him well, did it live up to the product? Did it live up to your expectations of the product? Are you really looking forward to this thing and this and that? And it's like, buddy, geez, take it easy. Just calm down with that stuff.